Your elbow is exposed in the transition. Reset the movement. There. See? You're forcing power when you need control. Try again. Stop. You felt that hesitation? Don't ignore it. Your timing is still off by half a beat. And every time you defend, you retreat. Why? Do you think distance wins fights? Sometimes the safest place is one step closer. Now, try again. Hold. You. Step forward. Draw your sword. Good. I'll keep my hands. If you cannot win against an unarmed opponent, the weapon was never your advantage. Too many soldiers mistake carrying a weapon for knowing how to use one. A blade doesn't make you dangerous. It only extends the reach of the man holding it. Show me the man. Well, I'm waiting. Attack. Too early. You're reacting to where I was, not to where I am. You decided your attack was correct before you saw what was in front of you. You didn't lose to your opponent. You lost to your own assumption. Track me down. Nope, don't apologize. Learn. Look, your weight is sitting on your front foot. That commits you before you even made a decision. Keep it centered. Make me tell you where I'm going. Don't tell me first. Now, try again. Better. See? You finally forced me to actually move. That's good. Unfortunately, you forgot the ground. You tried to stop a strike. Wrong priority. Break my footing. If I can't stand, I can't hit you. Every fight begins here. Not here. And certainly not here. Stand. You've improved. But you're still readable. In a real fight, that half second is where you die. Now, return to formation. You may continue. Yes, soldier? Someone wishes to see me? That is not how this works. This is a training ground, not a reception hall. My what? Repeat that. I'm sorry. My wife? I was not aware I had one. Don't tell me you let her pass the outer gate. A letter? Right. So the guards turned her away as instructed. Then what? And that absurd claim was enough to convince you? Since when do our security protocols rely on vague rumors and observations? Soldier, that is a statement you validate with confirmation, not your gut feeling. Which gate? Was she escorted? Good. Then no breach occurred. No. Report on this matter is necessary. She will not be questioned about this, nor corrected. No disciplinary action against the guards, and certainly none against her. You acted within the limits of your assessment. That will be the end of this matter. Return to your duty. I will handle this from here. So you're the reason I was pulled out of training. Thought so. I was told you informed the guards you are my wife? That is a very specific choice of wording. Do you have any idea what kind of position that puts them in? No. They cannot simply deny you, and they cannot ignore a claim like that without questioning. So they escorted you in. Which, I suppose, is the politest way someone has ever allowed my dear wife access to a military facility. No, it's okay. You're not particularly in trouble. Just don't repeat that word at a gate again. Not without understanding what it implies for protocol. But if you are going to use that title, at least stay close enough for me to answer for it when used. Now, what was urgent enough to pull you through a guarded gate and into a training ground? A letter. May I? Thank you. Military stamp. Where did you get it from? Strange. Letters like this aren't usually delivered directly to my house. Let's see. What? No. No, 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 no. Who authorized this? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. He signed it? Stone. Oh, of course it was Stone. Gods, this man. He has crossed the line this time. I'll explain on the way, but right now, I'm not leaving you out of my sight. You're coming with me. We're heading to the commander's post. I will deal with Stone myself. But while we are there, I'm getting you an official warrant. That way, you'll be able to enter the military facilities safely without any trouble at all. Open the gate. Stand down until I return. You're still standing there like you are waiting for permission to exist in this place. Relax your shoulders. It's okay. There. That's better. Come on. Let's go. That is too much distance between us. You were bold enough to use my name to get inside. Don't hide behind me now. Step up. The general's wife belongs right beside him, not trailing in his shadow like a stranger. What? You started this charade, not me. You wanted my title at the gate. Now stand next to the man who bears it. Keep pace. After you. Hey, eyes up here. You don't owe these men an explanation, so don't watch the ground as if you do. Let them look all they want. You have every right to be here. Regarding the letter, I apologize if my expression alarmed you back there. It was not my intention. No, the household is perfectly safe. You did well to bring it directly to me. The issue lies with Commander Storm. You probably never heard me mention him. I rarely do. He, let's say, trained me. People often assume that I admire him. I don't. He has issued an order that directly contradicts my own. Cold hands? You just slipped them straight into my cloak. Are you actually freezing, or is this your way of telling me to stop talking? Wait. Let me. Your fingers are like ice. There. Keep them like this. My hands are warm anyway. The least they can do is be useful to you. About Storm. He authorized the forced relocation of certain individuals under my legal protection, entirely behind my back, without my signature. Well, because he used to hold the title as the General of Cavalry before me, and he still believes his authority supersedes mine. Discipline and order exist for a reason. When men begin to ignore them and do as they please, innocent people pay the price. And I will not tolerate that kind of reckless behavior. We are going to the post to revoke his orders. And since you're already by my side, I will have the scribes prepare you official papers today. I meant what I said. No more relying on lies to reach me in an emergency. However, I would rather speak with Storm first, then we shall request your warrant. Come, the steps of the post are just ahead. Stay close. All right, you stay right here. I'll be with you in a minute. Why? I'd like to finally meet her. No. Come now. I've heard enough about her already. Seems only fair. You have no reason to know anything about her. And yet I do. Interesting how that works. Listen. In that room, you do not speak unless I tell you to. If at any point I tell you to leave, you leave. Do not argue. And one request. No matter what you hear in there, do not pity me. Understood? All right. Stay next to me. Ah, so this is her. Smaller than I expected. Finish that sentence. Go on. Finish it. I was making an observation. You are about to make a mistake. Protective, are we? We are not discussing her. You transferred 2 children under my guardianship without authorization. We are discussing that. Straight to business. Good. Saves us both time. You are sending them back. Today. Why? They're just some children. Exactly. They are just children. Children without parents, without prospects, and without a future. I've read their files. 4 years in that orphanage. 4 years. Nobody came for them. Nobody adopted them. Nobody wanted them. Not even you. Say that again. What? I want to make sure I heard you correctly. Oh, you heard me. Good. And we're only dealing with arrogance, not incompetence. Still got a sharp tongue when you're angry. And you still make restraint for agreement. You signed the guardianship papers and then left them in an orphanage. You visited what? Once? Twice? You know exactly why. Do I? You were given access to every report, every document, and every recommendation. You know the answer. And yet they stayed there. Because that was what was best for them. Or what was easiest for you. Be careful. You spent 4 years paying for children who barely acknowledge your existence. And that was my choice. A strange one. No. The strange choice was sending them to a military camp. What? You think I'm wrong? Those children have spent years rotting away in that place. At least my camp gives their suffering a purpose. Purpose? Yes, purpose. I provide them with food, with training, and with structure. I give them a future. You gave them uniforms. Useful uniforms. Useful? You took 2 children, without informing their legal guardian, without informing the orphanage, without informing me. And now you'd like to discuss usefulness? The world outside these walls is cruel, and I teach them how to bite back. I mean, look at you. You're the perfect example. Do not compare me to them. Why not? Because they are children. So were you. And look how well that turned out. Yes, look how well that turned out. A 12-year-old who learned how to stop crying because he was told it was weakness, who learned that grief was inefficiency and exhaustion was something to be proud of. You are correct. Look how well that turned out. And yet it made you strong. No, it made me useful. There is a difference. Useful enough to become a general, after you stopped being one. Still blaming me for that? No. If I was still blaming you, you wouldn't be sitting there behind that desk. Because personally, if it had been my decision 4 years ago, you would have retired alongside the rest of your command. Be grateful the council was more forgiving than I am. Watch yourself. Your reports were incomplete, the evacuation routes wrong, and your intelligence outdated. Because of that, civilians entered an active war zone. A mother died. 2 children lost everything they had. And you lost your command. You think I don't remember? I think you remember exactly just enough to make excuses. Without me, you'd still be some nobody swinging a sword in a training yard. Without you, those children would still have a mother. You are sending them back to the exact thing I pulled them out of. It was 4 years ago. Do you seriously think they still remember? You weren't there. Oh, God, not this again. You weren't there. You did not hear them. You did not see them. You did not carry them out of that field. So do not stand there and tell me what they remember, because not even I forgot. They watched their mother die, watched the men kill each other in front of them. They saw what war does, and your solution is to hand them a sword? Turn abandoned children into soldiers? They're young. Young means adaptable. Young means teachable, useful. Young means they should not be learning how to kill people. Oh, that's a very noble speech, coming from the general of cavalry himself. Noble? You mistake restraint for kindness. And what you're hearing is restraint. You have interrupted me 4 times since I entered this office, questioned my authority, insulted my legal wards. And I allowed all of it, because I wanted to know whether there was still enough judgment left in you to stop. There isn't. So listen carefully, because from this point onward, this is no longer a discussion. Those children return to the orphanage, and every order you signed is cancelled, every document revoked, and every officer who received those orders will receive mine instead. You will not interfere nor appeal it, because I am no longer asking, I am informing you. Ah, there it is. That's my work right there. I knew eventually you'd start thinking like a commander. You may pretend otherwise, but everything standing in front of me, I built. That voice, that look, that restraint. Do you hear yourself? You don't shout. You don't lose control. You never have to. 1 sentence, and everyone in the room knows exactly who commands it. I taught you that. I remember when you could barely lift a practice sword. You cried every time you lost. Every single time. I took that weakness away from you. I taught you discipline, taught you command, taught you to think before you felt, to bury hesitation, make decisions no one else wanted to make. And now look at you, General of Cavalry, youngest in the kingdom, respected, feared, obeyed. Exactly as I intended. Even she looks at you differently now. You should thank me, because without me, there wouldn't be a man standing in front of me right now, only a frightened little boy. You are everything I spent years building. No, you taught me how to survive. That is not the same thing. You made a decision 4 years ago, and you are still trying to rewrite it into something it was not. Your father would have... Do not! You have spoken enough. The children return to the orphanage today. Not tomorrow, not after review. Today. Every transfer you issued is revoked. Every document associated with this project is destroyed. And if anyone asks you why, you will tell them the truth, that it is no longer yours to decide. Do you understand me, Commander? Answer! Yes, General. Good. Then we're finished. You really would choose 2 orphan children over everything we built? I already have, and I do it again. You are making a mistake. No, I am correcting yours. He talks too much. He always has. Don't. You promised. No pity. Remember? Awfully quiet. I expected questions. You weren't meant to hear any of that. At least not like this. He's always had a remarkable talent for confusing provocation with conversation. And as if that's not enough, he also likes to have an audience. I'll collect your warrant myself. No point in making you wait through another hour of paperwork. You may head home. I'll join you as soon as possible. I intend to personally watch that every order has been revoked and the children have returned safely. I signed my name beneath their guardianship after all. Their responsibility does not end until they're home. I owe you an explanation, but not one given while walking through military corridors. That deserves considerably more than a minute. Hold that thought. We have company. Lieutenant, report. Tomorrow morning, the High Council? Important? Of course, they didn't specify. Very well. Tell them I received the notice. You're dismissed. My apologies. I meant to say that. I may be slightly later than intended, but I will come home. I'll have someone escort you back. No. I wasn't exactly asking. This isn't a game. My job is to eliminate risks, and right now, you walking back home alone is a risk I am not comfortable taking. Don't shake your head at me. I'm responsible for every life on this base, including yours. Especially yours. So do not push me on this. And there it is, that defiant little spark in your eyes. God. It's a miracle my men still think I'm in charge here. You really love testing my patience, don't you? Fine. But stay on the main road. If anyone gives you trouble, mention my name. And please, don't wait up for me. I'll be home as soon as I can.